jingle bell, jingle all the way. All about it is to make the life a super flame. That song is still in my head. Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jamie. Today we are going to be going through and doing a Christmas gift haul slash kind of doing a rearrange of my room, and you guys are about to see why. Christmas was amazing, it always is, especially in my family. We all get together, we spend time with one another, we enjoy the presents we got for each other. And now that Nick's a part of it, it does make it a lot more fun. Every year, my father supports my addiction, and he gets me a new shelf every year, whether it's for my birthday or for Christmas. They always try and get me a new shelf, and I do appreciate it because I've changed out my shelves so many times, just wanting to get bigger ones that hold more. I need more shelves. It's that simple. I just need more shelves sometimes. So my goal is to get rid of either this small one, square one over here, or we're just going to be rearranging some things today. The first thing that I pulled out of my present box was I told them that I needed a mic for my videos. So I told them, if you guys want to get me something for my videos, whether it's a ring light or stand or a microphone, feel free. And they actually got me a little microphone. No idea how this is gonna work, considering that I film with my phone. So we're gonna have to see if this works. I know every year I ask for books, and every year I either receive one or not at all. This year I am happier that I've been in a long time because I finally have two. The first one that I got from my mother, and she sent me this with a whole bunch of goodies in the box. It was awesome. The first one that she got me is the fourth book in Villain series. I have read the first two books by this author. She is a good writer. I'm looking forward to reading this one because Maleficent is actually one of my favorites. She's right alongside Mother Gothel. Mother Gothel and her are my favorites. The only other book I got was from my stepmother. She gave me one that was off of my Amazon Classic list that I want to have for my house, so I can go through and read most of them. Is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I love Jane Austen. Both of the books, Emma and Persuasion, that I've read by her, I absolutely loved. And I have been wanting to read Pride and Prejudice and this one for the last year now. I haven't read a Jane Austen this year, and I want to read at least 1 to 2 this upcoming year. But I am very much looking forward to reading this. It's small print, just like the other books that I have up there, but I can actually read this one because the one that I have on my shelf is an original copyright, so it's literally about to fall apart. I don't want to read it because I get anxiety when I get really old books, because then you just feel obligated to just take care of them. You don't read them. Another thing that I got from my stepmother that was included with the book, this is something I actually wanted off of Amazon. I was just biding my time. That it's a bell reading sign. I thought it was so cute. But I'm probably gonna hang this one on my door because, like, it's just a sign. Like, not now. I'm reading. Please leave me alone. So I'm excited to finally get this out of the box. The mini bookish type of Christmas haul that I got this year. I'm super excited for that. And then there are two other things that I received. Well, one I received. One of them I went and got myself, because I received a gift card from my grandparents. I told them that I wanted a TBR cart for Christmas. Well, we ended up getting a gift card. So I went over to Michael's and I got a TBR cart. I'm so excited. I've been wanting one of these for a hot minute to narrow down my physical TBR. I'm so excited for that. and we get to build that today, and then we also get to build something else today. Is I received a 6-tier bookshelf that I have to put together. So between the TBR cart and the bookshelf, we're going to be doing a lot of building today, and we are also going to be doing a lot of rearranging today, because if this is a 6-tier bookshelf, chances are I get to get rid of at least one of these shelves in the room. And it's not really tiny, it's more like crowded. So I've been trying to get things up and not down against the floor, if that makes sense. But depending on how tall this is, and I'm going to show you guys the problem, depending on how big this shelf is going to be. So this right here, we need to see if this is going to fit under the AC unit. If not, I'm going to have to put it against one of the other walls on the other side. So we're definitely going to be playing today. We're going to figure out things that are happening. If it'll fit under here, then this whole thing is going. Like, this is going. But I'm super excited. A kind of a rearranging for a while, mainly because it feels crowded in here. I've still got my wedding stuff in here. I work in here now, so it's, yeah. So you guys are going to join me, and we're going to put these together, and we're going to do a lot of rearranging of books today. But without further ado, we are going to get to building, and we are going to start off first with the TBR cart, because this one, I know if I build this first, I'm going to want to move everything right then and there, and probably not even want to do that. So we're going to start off with the TBR cart, and then once that's finished, we'll move to the big guns. super happy with how this turned out. We had a couple of mishaps, but that's okay. Yeah. What is it? You're watching me build it the whole time. I'm pretty sure you saw. Alright, we're on to the bookshelf. Alright, so I'm going to cut in here real quick. So I asked Nick to help me put the rest of the bookshelf at least together enough for me to get the screws into the shelving and attach it to the sides. He did offer to do the first one, and then he also put the screws in the second shelf that he's putting together up there. But in the end, you'll find out what happens. Okay, so as of this point, and you're about to witness this in a moment, I got completely fed up with trying to fit the screws into the freaking board. So I called for Nick again, and that one was actually a little hard. It took him a minute to figure that one out. But he just agreed that he'll help me get the rest of the shelves on here so that I don't have to worry about it. Because not only that, but my fingers had about had enough by this point. Between the mini screwdriver that they give you, which is just like a little L wrench, in two different sizes, there's not really any tools I was using, and I just got tired of it. So Nick put the rest of it together, and yeah, you guys are about to see what's gonna happen in a second, because apparently I had forgotten that we not only had an extra shelf that's supposed to go at the bottom, but we also had little back panels that were supposed to go on the shelf, and I will explain that in a moment. Okay, so the shelf is all done. You've hit a little bit of a snag. So apparently on this shelf there is supposed to be a little cross section here. My loveliness didn't do it right on step 2, and I got the posts backwards. So instead of having 4 holes to put the X in, we have 3. If it wasn't an important piece in the shelf, like, I would take it apart and do it again. However, it is not. So because of that, I am going to ignore it, and I'm going to act like this is how it's supposed to be, because I don't want to take this apart again. Obviously, you saw that Nick had to help me multiple times on this shelf, and it's just fine. It doesn't move hardly at all, and it won't with books on it. So I thought this was going to be a little bit bigger, I'm going to be honest, but shelf space is shelf space, and I definitely know that it can go in the middle right here. So we are going to take the fireplace out and we are going to slide this one in. And I have to migrate from my young adult from this shelf, and I have to migrate it in the middle, and then I have to migrate these onto this one. It's going to be a lot of moving, but it will lighten this one because she's in need of a little lift. Because all the pressure's falling on that one, and I need something else in the middle to kind of take all that. So if we're not getting rid of a shelf today, which was my hope, since we are not, then I have to move the fireplace into our room, which is fine. We have a lot of moving to do, so we are going to get started with that. And just know that don't ever ask me to build another shelf like this again. Sorry, Dad, but this is fine. One's with metal. Me and metal do not go together. I can take these apart easily if I mess up. And I did actually mess up on this one, but I was able to redo it easily and put it back together. This one, it would have been impossible, or it would have taken me all day. So we're going to move on, and we're going to get started with moving. Okay, so we have it completely filled all the way down, and we actually got about 4 shelves worth of space, and that's something. So now we're gonna take those and move them to that side. Yay! Alright guys, so I went and took a little break. I feel a lot better. I got to eat and chill down and everything. So I already put on my library books that I already had in a stack on my desk. That is finally off. I am thankful for that because it was getting a little crowded in that corner. So these are the books that I have on loan, and then my 2 that are actually on loan from other people. After this month I am going to go back to the library and we're going to get some more to fill in the rest of this cart on top, and then all this is left for ones that I want to bring out from the room because I know that there's limited space and I have so many in here that I want to read. Poor Nick is sneezing. He has his allergies. So if you hear him sneezing, I apologize. But we're going to be taking a classic book, a young adult, and an adult, and then I'll come back here, tell you what I put on, and then we'll see how long it takes for me to fill this up. Okay, so I came back. The classic was easy because we're going to pick the one that my stepmother gave me for Christmas. I have been wanting to read this one really, really bad. And afterwards, I may keep it on here to represent Pride and Prejudice so I can finally get a hold of it and read that one as well. So this one's going to go on. The next one that I picked out was Right Away by Lauren Barnholt. I read the first one. I read Two-Way Street. I loved it. I want to figure out what the second one's about, so we're going to put that one on there. And then this one was a Book of the Month pick that I actually got last month. Yeah, last month. It was Dirty Diana. Jen Besser and Shanna Fest, I believe the authors are. It's short, so I figured this is going to be a quick read. So we're going to add it to the shelf too. Okay. Round 2. Okay, so that one went pretty quick. The next batch that I picked out is The Fried Green Tomatoes and Whistle Stop Cafe by Fanny Flagg. I have been wanting to read this forever. I love the movie, and I have, ever since I found out it was a book, I have been wanting to read this so bad. And now that I know how Fanny Flagg's writing is, I'm even more excited to read this one. So this is definitely the young adult one that I picked out. I've had on my shelf for a while. This was kind of like an impulse buy. It is very, very short. It's just a little over 200 pages. It is Spy High by A.J. Butcher. Apparently it's the first one in a series. I don't know if I want to read the whole series because I didn't know that while picking it up. But it's short enough, so we're going to give it a try, and if I don't like it, then I get it off my shelf. The next one I picked out, I've heard, is a romance. This would be the first book that I've read by them. It is The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. Haven't read anything by her. It wasn't one of my Book of the Month picks. I found this one a while ago. So I need at least one romance on here. So we're going to round 3. So the next group I have that I picked out is The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. After reading Hester this year, I really wanted to start reading his other works. At least this one, because it's the only other one I have by him, but apparently it's one of my mother's favorites. Nick has also read this. He wants me to read it too. So this was up on the high priority list. The young adult one that I picked out is one I have had for years, and it either needs to stay because I love it or it needs to go. It is In a World Just Right by Jen Brooks. First time reading this author, the cover was kind of what caught my attention because it is very pretty, and even the back is very pretty. But yeah, so either keep or get off the shelf. We shall see. And the one I picked for my adult is The Little Beach Street Bakery. It's by Jenny Colgan. Sorry, my brain lagged. But I have had this one since I first started working for the library, which was almost 3 years ago now. That is crazy. That is crazy. So I absolutely wanted to read this one because I do love baking. Is one of my favorite pastimes. It's why the holidays are really my favorite, because I get to start experimenting with baking a little more. And I did open up like an Instagram account for all that stuff, but it got put on hold because of everything dealing with the wedding, and we just had a rough year. I'm hoping to pick that up again this year, but maybe this book will inspire me to start doing that again, so we shall see. I don't even remember the rounds anymore. We're just gonna go get it. So the classic I picked out next is Life of Pi by Jan Martel. This is another one I've been waiting to see the movie on, but I have to read the book first. I'm trying to get those done this year. I think that is one of the biggest goals that I have set for myself this year. There's so many movies that I have been putting on hold just because I want to read the book first. So that's kind of going to be a priority this year. Next one, once again, I have had this on my list for so long. So long. It is The Au Pairs. This is by Melissa de la Cruz. She writes a couple of big name young adult books, but this is like one of her books of 4 that she wrote. I have the whole series on my shelf. I have them all. And they're just sitting on there waiting for me to read them. So I need to see if these are worth it, because they are on the older side. They, let's see, 2004. They've been sitting here for a minute. Okay, so they either need to stay or they need to go. I have a lot of thrillers on here. I have a lot of romance and a lot of just regular reading. So I figured I needed a thriller. We are gonna put on Girl A, Abigail. I think it's a Girl AA, and then it's by Abigail Dean. I'm not sure. It's a very confusing title / author setup. I don't know, but I have read this one. This is thriller, and this is one that I picked up from the book room. So we're gonna see if this is gonna stay or if it's gonna go. Next round. This one, I think I've only had this one for 2 years, but it goes right along there with Dracula. I want to read it this year. After reading Dracula this year, I really loved it. And Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, so I'm going to keep it going. The next one up is Frankenstein, and I love this. This is the only one where I actually have sprayed edges on. Out of all the books I have, this is the only one with sprayed edges, and it's classic. Perfect. Cool. Alright, we're going to see if the red, I don't know. I know they're not going to fit this way because I've tried fitting them like this and it won't work. So we're going to fit them the other way. But the next one that I have is Belladonna. I know that this is being raved about right now, especially on TikTok and other platforms. I kind of want to see what the hype's about to see if it's something that I would want to read. I am just starting to dwindle in fantasy. A Court of Thorns and Roses was actually the first fantasy I have read in a very long time. I'm not really a fantasy reader, but once I get into it, I get into it. So this one, we shall see. And the last one I have is my Joanne Fluke of the year. I have not read her in 2 years. The next one I need to read is The Cherry Cheesecake Murder. I did leave off of this one. This is, I think, this is the 8th one in the series. And I have over 20 to go. She's still making them. So I need to get my rearing gear and start reading some of these this year. And this is just a good, cozy whodunit book with recipes to kind of fill in the rest. I need one of her cozy mysteries this year. I've kind of missed them, and I'm upset that I didn't get to read this last year. So this is definitely coming in. Next round. The next one I have is another movie that I've been waiting to read the book before I watch the movie. And actually, there is multiple movies of this one, from what I understand. It looks very, very easy to read. Actually, it looks to be in just letter forms. This should be a fairly easy read. It is The Color Purple by Alice Walker. Once again, they just had the movie come out this year. It's a new version. I'm going to look and double check and make sure that it's the only version. If not, I'm going to watch the old one and then the new one. But I've been waiting to read this one, and the new trailer for the movie looked really, really good. So I want to read this one this year. Next one is a sequel to a series, or a trilogy, excuse me, that I started last year. I do want to read the next one. It's P.S. I Still Love You by Jana Han. This is the second one for To All the Boys I Loved Before. I loved the first one so much. I loved the family dynamic in this. I understand a lot of the problems that went along with this, and it's just something that grabs your attention. So this is a good romance that'll be like good for in between something when I want something comforting. And we're getting a little dark. I've had this on my shelf forever. It is going to be a very quick read. It's like around less than 200 pages. So it's The Road to Auschwitz. I've had this forever. Like I said, very short read. But I am very weary with reading things like this in World War II because every single one of these has made me cry. But if I want to read something morbid, I think this is going to be a good one to read. And I just need to see if it's any good. It has been, it's one of the translated ones. It's by Haiti Fried, but it was edited and translated by Michael Meyer. However you say it. It's under 200 pages. It'll be a quick, morbid read. We're gonna see this year. Let's pick a next round. Okay, starting off with the first one. I actually don't know if this is a classic or not. This may just be like a regular novel or even a nonfiction. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look this one up. But it is Cold Mountain by Charles Frazier. I've had this one forever, and I'm ready to let it go. If it's not any good, or if it is good, we shall see. From the premise of it, I may or may not like it. I think that's why I haven't picked it up yet. And it is quite a read. It's about 450. So we shall see. For the young adult that I have, once again, I needed a little bit more thriller on here. So I went with Stalking Jack the Ripper. This is by Carrie Maniscalco? I hope. I've had this one for a long time. My sister actually recommended this to me a long time ago, and I picked it up, and I know that she has a lot more of these now, so I want to see if this is going to be something that I'm interested in, or if I don't like it. I kind of like Jack the Ripper stories. I don't know why. I think it's either the times that it's set in, or it's like the thriller aspect of it. I don't know. It's weird. But I read a trilogy by, oh my god, I don't remember her name. Okay. Either way, forgetting the author's name is bad enough, but it's The Name of the Star, and then it goes into Madness Underneath. I do not remember the author's name, but it was like a Jack the Ripper type of retelling. It's a very unique story. Though you guys haven't read those. Marian Johnson. Oh my god. Yes, I remembered. I am actually very proud of myself for remembering that. It's not very often I do that. Not very often. If I forget, I forget. So that was awesome. But I'm hoping this is going to give me the same vibes as that. But once again, we're going to find out. Now I got to turn this thing around. Hang on. For my adult pick that I picked out, Cloisters by Katie Hayes. This is one that I've seen in the library a whole bunch of times and I've been very curious about. I know nothing of what this is about, but we're going to find out. On to the next round, and I may or may not have another classic. If not, then we're switching to children's. Okay, starting off with the classic one. This is kind of going to be like a stand-in not exactly the book I want to read, but I read Wicked this year, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I wanted to see the movie in theaters so bad, but I just didn't get around to it. Money problems. I hate them. But turns out there are 4 books in this series, and I doubt a lot of people know about that. But this is going to stand in for Son of the Witch. I believe that is the next one. There are some other ones included in this series that I do not have. This is the only one that I have. I have a Son of a Witch, but it's attached to a bigger book. It's kind of like this one and that one put together, so it's kind of thick. But I can definitely listen to the audio. I loved the audio of this one. This one was good. Like the audiobook, I loved. I don't know what it is, but just a British voice with these kind of books just work for me. So I love the first one. This is going to stand in for the second one. Next one, I've had this young adult on my list forever, and I have heard good and bad things about this one. So it's on the fence, and it's also a movie. It's 5 Feet Apart. Like I said, I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about this one, but I want to see the movie because he's a favorite, and I want to see. This is probably going to be considered another romance. I read the first one. It is Ellen Hildebrand's What Happens in Paradise. This is the second one in the trilogy that she has. Winter in Paradise is the first one. What Happens in Paradise is the second. I loved the first one, and I was left with a cliffhanger for the first book. I may just read the last few pages of that one to remember what happened, because it's been a minute. But I want to try and finish at least this trilogy this year. I did not read a single Ellen Hildebrand book last year, and I feel ashamed of myself. Kind of like how Joanne Fluke, I am ashamed of myself. This kind of starts taking place in winter time, because they kind of just migrate locations. They go somewhere else for Christmas. I love this, so we're gonna add this one in here. On to the next round. So I hopped out of classics. I figure that's enough classics to get me through the month, and I'll pick up some more a little bit later. I don't have many left that I have not read. I have read a lot of my classics already. I'm actually fairly surprised at myself. So we're gonna stop on the classics. I'm gonna hop over to children's for a little bit before I start taking more from. I had an American Girl doll when I was younger. My mother got me and my sister each one. She created clothes for them because I grew up reading the books. I fell in love with them, so did my sister. So we read a lot of them when we were there. I have been holding on to the mystery ones for a long time. I've been wanting to finish the rest of these. I only have a handful of them. I do not have all of them. This one is The Light in the Cellar. It's a Molly mystery. These are really, really easy reads. This is like not even a day's worth. So this is gonna fly. The young adult pick that I have is actually an author I have not read in a long time. And she does have an anticipated read coming out for me this year. I'm very much looking forward to it. But I want to read Her to Zero this year. I do. And she has a couple of books that I haven't gotten a hold of yet, but there are a lot that I still haven't read. And it is Panic by Lauren Oliver. This is one that I have had for a while. I have not had the chance to read it yet, but I do believe that this is also another one that got turned into a movie. I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna find out and we're gonna read it. I believe is a thriller. It is Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier. I picked this one up very recently, actually. I think you guys were, if you guys watched my like 20 plus book haul video where I opened up a whole bunch of packages, this is one of the ones that I had. This has been out since 2022, so a little far behind on it, but not really. I need some thrillers. I need some thrillers in this, and I don't have very many, so we're gonna throw that in there. Next round. Take a major throwback on this one. I have already watched the movie, absolutely loved it. I have tried reading this twice. I'm going to read this year all the way through to where I can read the rest of the trilogy that is now a series as of this year, is the TBR Cart series by Cornelia Fluke. I have never read this all the way through. I have tried twice, but that was when I was younger, just because the size intimidated me. But looking at it now, it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't. So, yes, it is a little long, but not drastically long. It's like 5:30, so not as bad as some things. So we're gonna attempt to do this. I have loved Rainbow Rowell for a long time. I have read a lot of her books. I loved Eleanor and Park. I love Fangirl. All those books. I absolutely love them. This is one that I have not read yet, and it is Landline. I found this one probably about 2 years ago, and I haven't picked it up yet. So this year, she's one of the authors that I want to read to Sarah. And I'm going to read the Carry On series. That one's going to take a lot more work because I have the second one. I don't have the rest of them. I don't even have the first one to that. So we're going to get this one out of the way first. And I have not read anything by this author either, and that is another one I am ashamed of. And that is Sherry LaPena, Someone We Know. I almost have all of her books at this point. I have almost all of her books at this point. I've read 3 of them. She has never done me wrong, and I need one of her books this year to get me through this. And I want to read her books this year. It's just something that I want to do very, very much. I just want my cozy thriller authors that I can rely on this year because of how bad I slumped at the beginning of December. That kind of scared me. So we're sticking with her. This is another children's book that I have never read that I feel like I should read, and it is another one that is under 200 pages. It is Hatchet by Gary Paulson. Very short, easy read. I mean, it's received like a lot of recognition for this, and even at the bottom it says best-selling classic survival story with more than 4.5 million copies sold. It's impressive. It's definitely on the young side, but we'll see. We'll see. Next one, I am so happy that I found this year, and ever since I found it, I have been wanting to read this. It is Orleans by Sherry L. Smith. Hurricane dystopian. Been looking for this forever. I'm excited. It better be worth the frickin' wait, because I've been looking for this ever since high school because I wanted to read it so bad, and then I left, and then I forgot who the author was, and then so much research went into finding this. It better have been worth the effort. I hope so. I will be very disappointed if it isn't. The next one that I have, which is the adult pick that I picked out, is Jane of Austen. It's by Hilary Manton Lodge. I found this one at the library as well a couple of years ago, and I love my Jane Austen, so it's kind of what grabbed my attention on this one. I've been wanting to pick it up ever since I picked it. Ever since I got it from the library, I've been wanting to read this, so I'm looking forward to this. I don't have any more classic. I don't have any more children's that I want to read right now. That's pretty much the sum of what I'm willing to pick up at the moment. There are a lot more I haven't read, but not in the mood to read them right now. So I have 1 young adult and 2 adult. This is going to be a stand-in. I want to read the 3rd one of the program this year by Suzanne Young. I loved the first 2 books that I read this year. This is definitely not a series for the faint-hearted or the ones who have a soft heart, because this is heavy. I love it. And we did get a very good wrap-up in the 2nd one, but it does get a little messy in the 3rd one, so we're going to see. We're going to see. The next one that I have is The Silent Patient by... I don't even know how to pronounce his name. You guys know. You guys know. Silent Patient. Great thriller. I've heard a lot about this author. I have really big hopes for this one, so there's my thriller for that one. And this one is another one that's a movie that looks so freaking cute. I want to watch that movie so bad, and I've been waiting to read this book for such a long time. I am so ready to read this. It is Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I have heard a lot about this author, a lot of good things. I also have The Giver of Stars on my shelf as well. I do want to read that one, but I want to read this one first because I do know that I want to watch the movie. I want to watch the movie so bad. So this is another one that goes into that list. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I definitely know it's a romance. I know the premise of it. It's kind of giving Secret Garden vibes, if that makes sense. Just not as kids, it's as adults. That's the way I'm looking at it, and I hope it is. That's kind of my expectation for this book. So we shall see. I hope I love this. This is a real big hope for a book I picked up earlier this year. This was a used book monthly book, and that came in for me. It's After Atlas by Emma Newman. I've been very curious about this one. It is supposed to be a science fiction book, and I have been wanting to get a little more into science fiction. This is one of the very few that I have on my shelves, but we are going to give this one a try. I know absolutely nothing about it, and we're going to keep it that way. The last one that I have, I am very, very skeptical to put this on here, but at the same time, I think it needs to go on here. She has been a very disappointing author for me this year, and that is Jodi Picoult. I believe this is her next one. I may change it up if it's not. I'm trying to read them in order that she got them published. But if this one does not work, I am going to just skip to her newest ones. If I don't even like her newest ones, then I am just going to leave her where she lies. I love the first one. I don't know what happened, but it just is not working. So I'm really hoping that this will work. We're gonna give her another shot. Our cart is officially full, and I have so much empty space on my shelves. But that's okay. I've been looking forward to that for a very long time. It's just felt good, just going through and, you know, even having my library ones up here, it doesn't faze me because I know that these can get returned and I can pick them up another time if I don't get to them. But seeing everything that I wanted to read for so long up here, finally, in my face, just by themselves, will be a lot easier to go through, I think, and it'll help me with a lot of different things that I have planned for this year. Starting in January, I'm going to give you guys a little update since we're doing just kind of like a refresh day, because so far, we've got a new shelf, I've got a new cart, I've got some new plans. For January, I do want to do a TBR jar with just these. I think it'll work a whole lot better with it. And then for the next following months, I'm actually going to be doing a couple of different things. If that makes sense. I now understand why this is such a big thing now, because it literally just took all of this behind me and just shortened it. And I feel like that this is more achievable than this. So I'm very happy I did this. I'm starting to lose my light. I'm very happy, very, very happy that I did this. I hopefully get to try out my new mic. I am excited to try that in the next video I have to see if it'll work. It's been a very slow month and I haven't been feeling great, especially today. It was kind of hard to get started, but I did it and I feel really, really good. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I definitely did. I love doing this. Editing is going to be hell. I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas, and I wish you guys a very happy new year. I'm definitely going to get started on it. Please remember to like and subscribe. That would help me bring you guys more videos every week. I hope you guys love your reads, drink your teas, and I'm going to go read some more. Bye!